The blockbuster 2020 film stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Indian actress Dimple Kapadia, and British South Asian actor Himesh Patel. We caught up with British actor Himesh Patel on Tenet and its significance for him. The very candid actor reflected upon his journey in the industry and also provided his take on South Asians breaking barriers in the global film industry. Himesh Patel, welcome to ITV Gold. I hope you're doing well today.
Thank you, I'm doing great.
Yes, of course, we have you today to discuss Christopher Nolan's newly released movie, Tenet, and your amazing role in it. So just starting off this interview, I have to ask you, for the audience that may not know about Tenet and your role in it, could you just give us a brief insight into it? And also, this movie is releasing during the pandemic. How has that experience been for you?
Yeah, so in terms of the movie, it's a kind of a spy thriller. It centers on a character played by John David Washington, and he goes on a mission, a very mysterious mission, and my character kind of helps him on a couple of those missions along the way. So yes, it's a very exciting, unique action thriller. I don't think anyone's really ever seen anything like it before. Yeah, I think that's what makes it kind of an exciting release at any time, but of course during the pandemic especially, you know, we've been struggling. We continue to struggle with it, but the opportunity has arisen for people to go to the cinema safely as and when they can, and for this to be the movie that kind of brings them back into that experience is really special, and it's a special film.
Wow, that is beautiful. And you know, the movie globally has already made $250 million. You know, how was it, you know, being in this movie for you? And when you look at your journey across, you know, going from a movie such as Yesterday to a movie such as Tenet, how different was that experience for you? What did you really have to work on with this movie?
Yeah, I mean, they were very different experiences in a lot of ways, you know, different genres, obviously different filmmakers. And so for me, it was a whole new experience involving all practical effects. I mean, one of the special things about working with a filmmaker like Christopher Nolan, he does all of his effects in camera. There's no CGI afterwards, which is hard for people to believe when they see some of the stuff that they'll see when they go and watch this movie. But I can promise you it's all done in camera. So when I'm, you know, driving a speedboat or I'm working on an actual 747 plane, that's real. You know, we actually had that stuff to play with. So it was a pretty awe-inspiring experience to get to set every day and not have to pretend with anything, really, just to kind of, it's all there. You just have to believe it.
You are a South Asian, and I know you're really proud of your culture as well. And there is another South Asian actress in the movie as well, Dimple Kapadia, a very known veteran Indian actress. When you have two South Asians in a film like Tenet, what kind of a message do you think it sends across for the community and the diaspora? And, you know, you have had an amazing journey in the industry. Do you think South Asians are finally finding their space and place in the industry?
Yeah, I think, you know, when you've got characters like my character and an actress of Dimple Kapadia's stature, you know, within her own industry and now internationally as well, it sends a message that you know that we do belong in these kind of stories. You know, growing up, that was rare. If I were to go and watch a movie like this growing up, I wouldn't see myself in it. As much as I'd love these movies, I'd be thrilled by them, I wouldn't necessarily see myself in them. And if I did, the quality of the role probably wasn't great, you know, in terms of the stereotyping of it. So to now be part of a new era in that sort of way is really thrilling. It's a privilege. It's something that I don't take for granted. It's something that I want to continue working on in terms of from my position within the industry, to make sure that things do keep progressing. I think there has been progression in terms of representation. And I think there is, you know, now more than ever, people are having the freedom to tell the kind of stories they want to tell. There's more and more avenues to tell those sorts of stories. But I think if we kind of relax too much and go, oh, we did it, it's all sorted, I think that's when, you know, problems arise again. It's about constantly interrogating those things that we've spent years kind of dismantling.
What's coming up next for you? What's inspiring you?
What's coming up next for me? I started work at the beginning of the year on a series called Station 11, which is an HBO series based on a book. I look forward to getting back to work on that at some point in the future, whenever it's safe to do so. Really. So yeah, that's kind of what's next for me. Yeah.